Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everybody's had a great day so far. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're back, welcome back. I greatly appreciate all of the ongoing support. This is my channel, Dragonsjewel, and I'm Tegan, and I'm just going to get all that wonderful YouTube-y stuff out of the way first. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. It's just down below. I apologize for A's. And if you like the content you see, don't forget to hit like. And of course, any love, comments, suggestions, all those wonderful things. There's that comment section below as well for all that. As you can see, we have a diamond painting in front of me today, so we are going to be doing a good old whip and chat. And for those who are new to you, WIP just stands for work in progress. So I am working on this diamond painting, magic potion, sorry. And I'm not quite halfway through. I'm kind of getting, by the time I'm done all these sections, I've got release paper to off. I'll be about halfway. So we're getting there. It's slow progress, but it's a monster of a canvas, which is why. So here we go. I'm just gonna dive in, get going. It's been a day, let me tell you. Ace has grown there. I could echo that sentiment right now. This is take 2 for this. I already filmed this once today. Yeah, that's right. But I did it without the audio. Somehow I lost the audio and didn't realize and filmed the entire thing. So I've already said all of this once today. Part of me almost didn't want to come back and film it again. I kind of just wanted to run away and deal with my day. Yeah, that's apparently the kind of day I'm having today. This is take 2, so yeah. Can't believe I did that. I don't even know how I did that, but yeah, what's done is done. So here we are doing it again. This time now, though, it is just after 10 a.m. The kids in school, of course. I'm filming this on the Friday. Yesterday, I just was tired and feeling drained and was not in the mood to really do anything much, so instead I opted to play one of my computer games. Just kind of kick back and enjoy the limited time that I had with my son in school. He had a shorter day yesterday. He had an early dismissal day, so he comes home an extra hour earlier on those days. Yeah, so I pretty much just chilled that day. Last 2 days, I haven't wanted to get out of bed and wake up as early as we've had to. So I struggled again with that this morning. I just wanted to stay in bed, but having to get the kid off to school, yeah, kind of made me get out of bed and get going. So I do have my coffee here right now. Second cup, third cup. Yeah, third cup. I'm going here, hoping this one will kick in, because apparently coffee number 2 that I had on take 1 of this wasn't enough. Oh boy. Yeah. I'm just gonna laugh at myself. That's the best way to deal with it. Laugh at myself and move on. Yeah. So let's get going. We are catching up all the way back to the beginning of May 2nd here. Last video I kind of talked about all my birthday stuff. All of that had kind of passed by then, and we were moving towards the wedding anniversary with the hubby. We hit our 19-year wedding anniversary on the 6th, so we didn't celebrate it with anything major or crazy, just due to everything that was going on and his work schedule and whatnot. So it was a little bit more of a laid back type anniversary, and we didn't actually really do much to celebrate it on the day of, because our senior doggo, Janaya, You've heard me mention her before. She was at the vet undergoing a dental procedure. So we were pretty much on call for that. We were a little bit worried about how that would go based off her previous experience that she had, where she had an arrhythmia when she was under. So we were kind of waiting to hear back how it went. And then, of course, her coming home and recovering and dropping her off and picking her up and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was pretty low-key just for that reason. Her dental surgery went really well. They were able to go in and clean up any teeth that they could. They removed the teeth that they had to this time. So she has a completely clean and fresh mouth. She still has some teeth, not a ton. Most of them are kind of her back molars that were still doing good. She's got a couple of front teeth left, not very many. She's enjoying her wet food. Her first few days were quite rough. She wasn't feeling great. You could really tell she didn't have much of an appetite. We did get her to eat a tiny bit the night of her procedure, but then after that she wasn't really up for eating for about, I'd say, almost 3 days there. I had to give her meds with cheese the one day because that's all she wouldn't take them by. Like, normally she's really good. She'll just take her meds the way they are normally, but she wasn't even doing that. So I did entice her with some cheese the first time, and then I had to entice her with peanut butter the following times, just to get her antibiotic and painkillers and anti-inflammatories and all of that into her. Recovering, she came home with 3 different meds because of the procedure, and then she came home with her usual anti-inflammatory painkiller for her arthritis. So yeah, she it was a battle a bit to kind of get those in her at the very least. A little bit worried that she wasn't eating, but kept an eye on it. She was still drinking water, at least. She really just wanted to kind of lay and snooze. So we had a couple of accidents in the house. One which kind of got all over her. So we had to give her a little bit of a bath because of it. We had to wash dog beds a couple of times because of it. But now it's been about a week since that procedure. She's doing so much better and she's back to her old self. We still have accidents in the house. We still have to wash dog beds, but not as frequently. And that's mainly because she has a hard time getting up and moving around between her arthritis and her degenerative disease that she has. Kind of her mobility is getting more and more limited, and those back legs just don't cooperate. So she kind of does a little bit more scooting around to get places, and so she can't get anywhere too quickly, and I don't think she's fully aware of when she actually has to go now. So it's usually very last minute. So we have accidents in the house because of it. But she's 13. She's an old gal. Can't blame her much. She tries, and we do our best to kind of get her up and moving as frequently as we can, but we're not perfect either, and so we miss some of those moments where she thinks she's good and she's stubborn and doesn't go out, and just little things like that. But yeah, we still love her. She's a good girl, and she's still very alert, and she still likes to try to move and come to the door and greet us and follow us around everywhere and be with us, and she still demands her loves, and so she still very much has a good quality of life happening still. What else? So yeah, that was pretty much what was going on in around our anniversary. So yeah, we didn't do too much. We didn't really celebrate it. We kind of, you know, said happy anniversary each other, that kind of thing. I think we watched a movie together. That was really about it. Kicked her back, and then our big thing was kind of an event that we attended the following week instead, and that was kind of like our date night out for our anniversary. After all of that, of course, was Mother's Day. The hubby, of course, worked that day, so me, my mom, and aunt all decided to get together anyways, and we did a little Mother's Day brunch with each other, which is nice because most of my aunt's kids live in Vancouver, so she doesn't really get to see them or do much with them unless she travels to them, kind of thing. So yeah. We did a little brunch at her place, and she did up some sausage and bacon and waffles, and my mom did up this bread thing that my grandma used to make, where you kind of flatten the bread and you add some cream cheese and maraschino cherry kind of middle to it, and then you kind of roll it up, and then you cut it into little kind of round slices. Kind of like you would a sushi, how you do the rolls and then did the slices for that. So it's similar, except it's a cream cheese cherry thing with bread. Quite delicious. So my mom made that. I picked up some macarons and some little kind of dessert bar things for us to have as like a little sweet treat. We had coffee and juice and all of that. My stepdad joined us as well, and my aunt set up her backyard, so we kind of sat out there, enjoyed our different little treats and food and brunch items, and chatted, and just kind of spent a couple of hours with each other that day, which was really nice. Brought the kid. Thought at one point I was gonna have to leave early because he was being a little bit rowdy and unruly and terrorizing just a little too much and not listening. But then when he was told we were going to leave to go home, if he didn't stop, he ended up listening and behaving, thankfully. So that allowed us to kind of stay the amount of time that we normally would have that day with the other things that my mom had going on later in the day. Yeah, so that was a nice little brunch. I had decided to get my mom and aunt a little something gifty wise for them, and so I did up little packages that were kind of like a read and relax type package. My aunt, I did a James Patterson, it's a co-written novel with another person, but it's like a murder mystery kind of one that we all love our murder mysteries and thrillers in this house, or with this family. Yeah, so we got her that, and then a little candle that she could burn while she reads and enjoy the scent of. That was, I think it was a mango citrus. It smelled fabulous anyways. Yeah, so I got her that as a little gift, and then my mom, I got a book that was all true crime stories that a true crime podcast guy had written or kind of combined into a novel. Got that for my mom, and then because she can't burn scented candles because of my stepdad's allergies, I got her a little bag of kind of loose tea and caramel kind of chocolate type popcorn snack for her to enjoy while she read that book. So yeah, that's kind of what my little packages were geared towards, slightly different but similar in concept. It was kind of fun to put together, so we did that for them. They loved it, of course. What else? Then, of course, after that, we just kind of went home and I hung out with the little man. Didn't really do much. We just kind of kicked her back till the hubby came home. And yeah, and then the fall this week here on the Monday, we did the Paranormal Circ. That was our date night out for our wedding anniversary, late, but whatever. You do what works with the things that are going on. So yeah, we had that, and that was they're similar in concept to the Cirque du Soleil, which is a Canadian company, but they are an Italian company called Cirque Italia. So they are kind of the circus, acrobatic kind of style acts. And they had a paranormal theme to it, so their costuming, they did like vampires and demons and that kind of thing, and they played the storyline of a mother putting her child down for the night and him getting her to check the closet for monsters, and then it kind of playing out, the acts and all that kind of playing out as his nightmares. So that was very, very kind of cool and kind of a neat way to introduce the concept of everything. They had a juggler who was dressed as Beetlejuice come out. They had another guy who dressed as the Crow, and he came out on rollerblades and did some stuff with rollerblades on this platform. They had a motorbike kind of come up along this tight line, and then had a girl at the bottom kind of hanging off of it while they were suspended in air at the kind of the highest point, and then they'd kind of come back down and do some things and kind of rev back up and get up there, and she'd do a couple more things. And then they had a sword swallower with probably the saggiest pair of boobs I have ever seen. That does come in play, believe it or not, yes. It was, I mean, I've seen sword swallowers, and she did some of the normal sword swallowing things, like swallowing a straight sword, swallowing a kind of a curved, wavy kind of bladed sword, one sword at a time, two swords at a time, you know, that kind of thing. She did a lot of that. If you've ever seen sword swallowers, you know what I'm talking about. The unique thing that I'd never seen a sword swallower do is she had come out in this fishnet outfit with her nipples taped, pulled them out of the outfit, and wrapped a handcuff around each boob, and then hung this layered pail from the handcuffs and her boobs, her saggy boobs, and then did her sword swallowing like that. It was different. A lot of people in the crowd, if you kind of looked around, some thought it was funny and they kind of laughed it off. Whether they were uncomfortable or not, who knows, because that can be ways that people show they're uncomfortable too. Some were completely disgusted by it, some were shocked. Yeah, it was interesting to see some of the crowd's reactions for stuff like that too. The girl next to me, she was quite entertaining. I don't think she's ever been to these type of shows, or hasn't been to very many of them, because every time they did a little bit more of like a complicated act or something, I would hear her saying wow, or she'd gasp, or she goes oh, or oh my gosh, and wow, and all of that, and she would get all excited. So that was kind of, that in itself was entertaining. And kind of fun to sit next to, of course, because I've seen lots of shows like this, so much of what I saw wasn't new. Well, it was good, it was well done, it was fun to watch, don't get me wrong. It wasn't necessarily new, so you know, I clapped at the good parts and all that, and I still really enjoyed the show. It was fun. It was a nice night out. And with the paranormal theme, they had, you know, they dressed like vampires and the demons and all that, and that was really cool to see. as well. Kind of fun. They had a little bit of a cabaret style dances that would happen too, with in between, as they would kind of tell the storyline as well, which was different. So it was definitely geared towards a more mature audience as well, which the tickets did state that they had, I think it was between the ages of 13 and 17, they had to be adult supervision. And of course, had ID would be requested for people that looked of a certain age too. Coming into the show, they had, if you got there early enough, because they shut it down about 15 minutes before the show actually started, was kind of like a little haunted house display thing that you could kind of walk through. So they had that set up prior to. Then, of course, they had masks that they were selling and snacks, so things like different kind of pops, waters, popcorn, that kind of thing, hot dogs, basic kind of snacks that you could enjoy if you wanted to get before the show as well. We just went for, we each bought ourselves a pop, and just to kind of have a drink because we weren't sure how long the show was going to be. There was also a little 15-minute intermission. But yeah, it was good. It was a fun night out. Even though some parts were kind of weird at the same time. And apparently that sword swallower's name was Boobzilla. She's a thing on Instagram apparently. Yeah. What else? Trying to think here. Oh, I should show you the mask. We bought masks. My husband bought a plague doctor style mask. And then this is, I'm going to lift the camera up just a bit to show you it a little bit better. But this is the mask that I opted for. This is like a big long kind of horn. There's some feathers on top. Attached to each horn, there's like 2 little black feathers on both sides. It's kind of like a cow skull type idea. I think that's a cow skull. And then it's kind of got these beads hanging off of it. So it's a fun, gorgeous mask that caught my eye. So I got that for myself. Well, the hubby got kind of a plague doctor style one. They were selling those as kind of like little souvenirs, so I figured why not? We had the money and we saw ones that we liked. Yeah, so that was the Paranormal Circ. What else? I think most of that kind of catches up to what's been happening these 2 weeks. The kid now going into next week, it's our May long coming up, so I might not get the Ghostly Echo series out and done, just because he's going to be home and the hubby is looking like he's still going to be on the shutdown hours and scheduling, so I'll pretty much be the only one here to watch the kid and not really have the time to get into my craft room office here to work on that stuff very easily. So I might have to postpone that. I don't want to, so I'm gonna try to see if I can figure it out and get it done, but no guarantees. Of course, if that does happen to not work out, I will post over on my community tab on YouTube, just updating everybody that it's been postponed to the following week, like I normally do when that happens. And then, of course, work on it for the week afterwards. So that is about the only thing that I can really kind of foresee maybe causing some trouble and happening here. which puts us into kind of channel stuff and channel updates here. Well, I'll start by mentioning there is a Facebook group for the channel. It's meant for channel members and subscribers to kind of come over, join, share tips, tricks, chat with fellow people who enjoy the hobby, similar hobbies. I share kind of what you're working on, crafty and diamond painting wise. Lots of people have been doing that, and there's been some gorgeous canvases worked on and finished and completed and kind of shared and shown. I've shared a crafty project. I've shared the occasional progress on diamond painting. I try not to give it away too much though, considering I show most of that on the channel. But yeah, and then I pop over there as much as I can and kind of interact with everybody as I can as well. This morning I just posted a little DP funny, diamond painting funny, that I had come across that is set up in the style of a public health warning about diamond painting symptoms and acts like it's contagious, that kind of thing. It's quite humorous and very well written. So of course I had to share that over on the Facebook group. So if that kind of sounds like something you would enjoy and want to be a part of, definitely join us over there. We want to see that grow. As eventually I'd like to kind of start running events and stuff like that over on it. But yeah, it's still just a small little group of us. So it still needs to grow to get to that point. So if you haven't joined, definitely come over, join us. It's lots of fun so far. The people that have joined are wonderful. Yeah, it's good. So there, I wanted to share that, of course, so that we can get there. Another little milestone that I've been working towards is getting the channel to 500 subscribers. So I like to kind of check the number prior to these whips and chats so that I can kind of update you where that's at. Right now we're approximately 32 subscribers away. And I say approximate because day to day that kind of bounces around a little bit from YouTube going in and cleaning up inactive accounts and stuff. And so sometimes that'll drop by 1 or 2. Sometimes you'll have new people join, that kind of thing. So kind of like to keep an eye on it. So I say approximately 32 because that can go down again, that can go up, all that good stuff. So definitely keep sharing out if you know somebody who's interested in diamond painting, enjoys crafting, that sort of thing, who might enjoy this channel and the videos that and content that I work on, kind of put out each week. Yeah, and then of course once we hit that milestone, that'll be our next giveaway option, giveaway time for my chance to kind of give back to all of you for supporting the channel and myself by doing a little kind of draw for usually it's a little bit of a goodie box that I do up and a gift card, so you can use it towards some diamond painting or crafty goodies or accessories to do so. Help you maybe make that purchase that you've been looking at and haven't quite been able to afford, that kind of thing. Yeah, so once we get there, we'll be looking at that, which always I'm so eager and excited to get around to. I love doing giveaways. So yeah, so that'll be kind of the next one, and then it's coming around to videos. I've got, of course, a bunch of DAC to share out which is Diamond Art Club stuff. No surprise there, as most of you probably know. I've got, you probably saw my THRU one that I put out this week. There's still some more THRU goodies that I would like to get out and share. We're in that little haul purchase that I made for myself. Then I have a couple of small shops that have come in to film the goodies from and get those ones out, of course. And then 2 new to me crafts that I have filmed the unboxing of them. Just have to share those out into the content stream at some point. So there is no lack of content coming. Lots of good stuff. A good little variety of stuff for sure. Oh yeah, and another low budget company. I've got a couple of dime paintings and stuff to film and share and get out as well. So definitely lots to come. Lots of good stuff. Good little variety, like I said. If there's any kind of shops that you're interested in, any suggestions that you want to make by way of that, I don't have any kind of tips or tricks or tutorials type things that I've worked on as of late either. So if there's something that I haven't covered that you're curious about, definitely let me know and I can see what I can do by way of that. Yeah, I think that is about it really for kind of channel updates and what's kind of down the pipeline, what's sitting on my to-do for the channel, which is always lots. Definitely way more kind of sitting and waiting to be looked at and dealt with than what I get out in a week, that's for sure, but I like it that way. It allows me to kind of create a little folder and have them waiting ready to go just to kind of edit. Also kind of the little to-do list for kind of what videos to work on next, that kind of thing. Naturally, there's still some crafty ones that I need to make time for here as well. But yeah, that is channel updates for you. I won't drag this whip and chat on any longer, especially since this is take 2. I can't believe I did that. I tell you, one of those days. One of those days for me. It's no wonder I get anything done that's productive. I hope you guys enjoyed this whip and chat. I know I'm not done this color yet, but I'm just going to leave it here because I'm not going to ramble on anymore. And of course, I'll see you in the next video with something new. Bye.